like to commend our guys on how hard they played, and we just played, from start to finish. But the thing you can't do, and you can't give up the big plays. And we gave up 2 big plays when you're knowing what a receiver is and knowing how explosive T.Y. Hilton. And then on offense, when you have the opportunities, you have to take advantage of those scoring drives. And we missed out on some. We get it to 4th and 1, don't get the first down. But, the first half is what really got us. And we got in the hole in the first half and weren't able to bounce back. Start the second half, we would have taken a drive there at the end of the first half and going to score. You thought with us getting the ball back in the second half, we'd be able to drive it. But we didn't. We got pinned. But, it's, I told our guys in there, you have to be able to win games like this, and you can't accept losing. We cannot lose. And our guys have to play hard, and I expect that from them. They expect it. But, it's you get another week, and we have a lot of work to do. This team is going to be one of those roller coaster years, and we understand that because of the youth that we have. But, we're going into a tough situation next week down at Commonwealth, playing UK, and right now the UK is a better football team than us. Look at what they have and what we have, but it's so important that we have to learn from this game, and we have to learn from the mistakes that we made.
The way the first half ended, Charlie, did you think the momentum would switch shifted? You were kind of on your way, you get the ball back, and started the second half?
Well, I always tell them that the first 5 minutes of the second half is so critical, and the guys have to understand that when we had the ball, and you would have thought there was a score right before half, we would be able to get some points out of it, but we didn't. We weren't able to get anything established. I think it may have been we returned the ball out to the 50, and then is that the one we got the penalty on? And then we ended up moving the ball back, and our offense kind of started on like the 17-yard line. If we don't get that penalty in the kicking game, you get to 50, now you do have a chance.
Why do you think you weren't able to get the running game established?
We just didn't move people and then block people. And we have to do as 2 straight weeks that we haven't got the running game going. But, it's something that we have to work on. You have to be able to run the football. Because when you run the football, you play physical, and you have to be able to play physical running the ball.
Charlie, a positive Josh Chichester looked really good tonight.
Chichester played very well. But you think about Chi, he's a big target, and he can make those catches for us, and Stein did a good job of finding them.
What was your strategy against Hilton? What did you hope to be able to do against him, or how did you try to defend him?
Well, what was key about Hilton is you knew the ball was going to him, and our players had to know where he was. And then the first slant that he caught, we were in man coverage, and we actually had him double covered, and he split the guys and ended up taking it the distance. And then the third down play, we were faking a blitz, and then we got the safety got caught in the low hole, and he just ran by him.
Coach, where do you see where we've made any improvements over last week?
Well, I just don't know penalty-wise where we were with the penalties, but, you can't give up the big plays, so there was no improvement there. But just in the throwing game, I thought Stein did a better job of managing the offense and operating it.
Given how successful he was in the shotgun throwing the ball, did you consider moving more to that in the second half?
I don't. I just think that wherever he's going to be is where we place him. So he just got to make it whether he's under center or in the shotgun. He has to make those plays.
Do you feel like he's better running maybe the no huddle and a 2-minute pace, like at the end of the first half he seemed to be in a good rhythm?
Well, it's what it is. An offense is rhythm, and so once you get guys in rhythm, then that's when because defense is the disrupt rhythm, offense is rhythm. And so we were able to get it going there at the end of the second half because, he's got into rhythm and he's making those throws. And the thing Stein can do is when they bring pressure, he can beat you with his feet, and he was able to scramble out of a lot of pressure that came at him. He was able to scramble out of it and get rid of the ball and find open receivers and actually go scramble for a first down.
Coach, speaking of pressure, we weren't pretty much on there.
Well, what we try to do is with our game plan on defense is, he got rid of the ball so quickly. So, the one sack that Dexter had, we made him double pumping. That's when Dexter sacked him, but he gets rid of it, and they throw that ball. As soon as he catches it, it's out of his hand 3 steps and let it go. And they're in shotgun a lot, so it's hard to get the pressure back there.
Charlie, how frustrating is it? You guys really held them and kept them in check except for just those 2 plays. Those 2 plays.
And it's the 2 plays, and those are 2 plays that beat us. That's 14 points. We give up a 1 and down to 7-3, and then you're hoping that you can get it back. It goes to 10-3, and now you're down 14-3. Now you're down 21-3. But those big plays, it does. And the thing it does is kind of takes the momentum away from you. And now all of a sudden you got to get the guys regroup and get them back going. And now, guys, we got to continue to play. And then when you get the score right there before half and you figure, hey, well, here we go. We got to Now we work right where we need to be. It's 21-10. We get the ball started second half, take the ball, go drive it. Now it's 21-17, but we didn't get that accomplished.
Charlie, you talked about the receivers, the younger guys are coming along. Pleased with the progression so far. Those guys.
Well, yeah, we're so talented in that position. You look at Devontae, makes another catch. Guys hanging all over him. He makes a catch for a touchdown. Michael Lee played very well for us. And, those guys are going to Chichester, he's a receiver / tight end. But those guys are making plays for us at that position. But, Stein is doing a good job of finding an open receiver and getting the ball to him.
What about the fourth down play where Wright got thrown to the wall and what happened on it?
Looked like when Stein took the snap, he kind of bobbled the ball, then he tried to hand it off, and then they got penetration, and then they were in the backfield, so he had no chance.
Charlie, Kentucky's got the better team right now. How do you convince your guys in the next 7 days they can win?
Well, we have to go play them. So it's just more of, hey, you look what they have coming back. Their offensive line is a veteran offensive line. Their defense is playing very well, but we have to regroup, and our guys have to realize that each game is important. You can't accept losing. You have to go play. You play for 60 minutes, then you always give yourself a chance.
Coach, in the first half, did you see your guys, especially with so many young guys playing, were they at all shell-shocked after, the two bam, quick, big plays, and you guys are down 21-3?
No, we weren't shell-shocked because you look at defense, and that's where a lot of your veteran players are. You look at Dexter, who's played a lot. Your two safeties are two starters for you. The two corners are young, but we weren't shell-shocked at all. It's more disappointment in knowing where Hilton is, and then to give up those big plays. That's where it's frustrating, and that's where the frustration comes from, where you know where he is. Always say, hey, where is number 4 line? Because that's where the ball is going. You look at, I don't know what the other guys caught, but he caught most of the balls.
Coach, it seemed like Will was running for his life a lot during the game. How hard is it to get an offensive rhythm when he's constantly under pressure?
Well, what happened was that pressure, and he did, but the ends was rushing so far upfield, so that what's easy for him is when you get the ends upfield is to step up, and he did a good job of stepping up. So once he stepped up, he flushed to the outside, which to their fault is to let him rush up. They should have just kept the guys in front of him, and then he wouldn't have been able to get outside a lot, which he did, which helps us because now he's able to find the open receivers.
Charlie, you guys have gone early in the game with Radcliffe on the punts when it seemed like it was going to be within the 10-yard line, and then that last one you used Rogers. Was that just to try and get some more explosiveness in there, and were you using Radcliffe earlier specifically because he might field it better when it's supposed to?
Yeah, and I think that what happened there is you're right. We was using Radcliffe earlier, and then on that last one, we had a return set up where we was going to try to return the ball and get the ball back up the field.
They got that kind of speed, man. I mean, of course I was supposed to have that up top, but I'm not really going to put it on for safety at all, but it was cover 2, and I was supposed to run underneath, and I was supposed to make the quarterback push around at the ball, which he did, and it's not even the safety's fault, but quite often tonight, a lot of our guys weren't playing with our eyes very well, and got us in a lot of bad positions, and as a result, they had 2 big plays, and those big plays ended up being the difference in the ball game.
Who would you compare Hilton to?
I don't really like to compare apples to oranges, to be honest. I mean, he's a very dynamic player, and anytime you got a guy like that on the field, you have to know where he is, and we just didn't do a good job of that today. What would you like to say about that?
Stop the run. You largely stopped the pass except for him. I mean, he had 201 out of 289 yards.
Well, that was one thing that was a major concern for us going into the week. Not even a concern, but it was a major point to actually stop the yardage, the yards after the catch, and we didn't do a good job of that. And as a result, it allowed some big plays to occur, and like I said already, those big plays became the difference in the ball game.
Didn't seem like you're all getting a ton of pressure on the quarterback. Was there some reasons for that?
Not necessarily. We weren't really playing a lot of. We weren't really pressuring a lot to begin with. We wanted to fill out the game for the most part, and maybe get some guys in positions to where we can best make plays. We didn't really run a lot of fire zone pressures, which are 5-man pressures to begin with in the earlier stages of the game. That's probably why that was going on. But Honestly, with the exception of those two big plays, honestly, I really feel like we did have an okay showing on defense. We really, for the most part, stopped the run, as Howie already said, we for the most part stopped the pass. But one thing that you always worry about, especially with the young team, is maintaining or controlling the big play, stopping the big play, and how you respond to those situations, et cetera, et cetera. And that's one thing that we need to get better at. That's one thing that we need to target definitely as a group, come together as a group and assess that ourselves. And that's one thing that we really need to work on in practice, stopping the big play, tackling receivers as they catch the ball, not after they catch the ball, et cetera, et cetera.
How do you forget about this pretty quickly? Like I said, we're going to think about it tonight and, review the film, but once that's over, you got to move on, and I think we'll be all right.
On the interception play, it looked like there was a little bit of pressure on your face. Did you not see the defender back there when that play happened?
Yeah.
That rush kind of
when they blitz us like that, our what we do is we side it with a slant. So they're blitzing us right there, and we throw the slant, and they dropped out a guy right underneath it. So eventually we changed our plan, and then we just ran a 6-yard called a hitch route. So once we did that, they couldn't get underneath our slant. So it was kind of a tough look, but I need to manage that better.
Well, the way you ended the first half so strong, I mean, did you think, here we go, the momentum, now you get the ball back, start the second half?
Yeah, we came in at halftime, we were getting the ball, we knew we needed to go down and score and keep the momentum going. And, and when you don't do that, it kind of hurts. But I told the guys every series, believe. We got to believe that we're going to win this game. And, we had an opportunity to. We just, play here and there. It's probably a different outcome.
Why do you think the running game is having such a hard time getting going? Both weeks?
Well, I mean, both weeks we played teams that blitz a lot. And, when they're run blitz teams, they're going to, play 8 men in the box. So it's hard to throw or hard to run. So, what we do is we pass against those teams.
What about your young wide receivers?
We did that pretty well.
Young wideouts, Rogers, Parker, etc. How those guys coming along? Look good tonight.
Yeah, they did a really good job of getting open, and I found them, and they're definitely guys who I can count on throwing the ball to. So they're young, but they're really good.
Well, 2 touchdowns, 349 yards passing. That should be enough to win a football game, shouldn't it?
Yeah, but that turnover pick 6, that hurts. I know it's the first series, I think, but that's 7 points right there. It would have been 17-17, and then not converting that one in the red zone hurt too. So, stats are okay if you win, but if you lose, they really don't matter.
It seemed like you were under pressure all night tonight. Did you feel that back there?
Yeah, but actually, I thought our line did a pretty good job of protecting. We were expecting them to blitz a lot. That's what they do. That's their, that's what they do. That's their defense. But we see that all the time, and I felt like we did a pretty good job managing that tonight.
What do you think of the plain hurry-up offense? Do you like that?
Well, yeah, it gets me in rhythm. It made them play coverage, and it's something that we do well, and we got guys who can really stretch the field. So when we did that, we were converting long downs and distances and making big plays. So I definitely feel comfortable in any situation.
What advantages do we have over you at this point? Have you also looked at it enough to know? Yeah. Bet you'll watch it tomorrow then. Thanks. Coach Strong was sitting there, the Kentucky player team. How does that register with you guys? I mean, what kind of a reaction?
We just got to come out every day for this next week and practice and do what we do best, and that's be Louisville. And no one can take that away from us, so we're just going to do what we got to do to prepare for this next game.
Oh, what about your performance tonight? How do you evaluate that?
Like I said earlier, I guess I played well, but like I said, I'll take all those yards and catches back if we got the W. That's all I'm really focused on and make it happen.
I feel Will played a pretty good. I mean, your passing game looked like it was kind of in rhythm, and you guys played well with it.
Yeah, we played well in the passing game, man. Will made some great throws, and we caught some good passes, and I just think we clicked as an offense in the passing game tonight.
Was it in the game plan for you to be that active, or do you just take advantage of what happens when you get into it?
We just take advantage of every opportunity we get.
What about the running game? Why do you think that's struggling so much?
Like I said, I'm not really to say why things are struggling. We prepare for them, and we hope that the play will work, and sometimes they don't work.